An intersection is a place in the highway transportation system where at least two roadways cross or merge. The risks of collision are very high. Most accidents involving pedestrians, bicyclists, or motorcyclists occur here. So you've got to enter cautiously and observe a few basic rules. First, you'll need to use your visual skills to correctly identify the intersection, the accompanying traffic signs, and any hazards. Do this in 3 steps. First step, you're several car lengths from the intersection. Now's the time to identify the intersection and any traffic control devices that are present. Scan the intersection and check the traffic behind you. Second step, you're 2 or 3 car lengths from the intersection. Re-scan the intersection. Also scan the crossroad on both sides. Identify any dangers. Check the traffic behind you again. Third step, you're at the intersection. Again, scan the crossroad and the intersection. Decide whether it's safe to enter. At each step, you decide how to proceed. To reduce the risk, you can change your speed and your position within the lane as well as on the road. Or communicate with the other road users by using your headlights, your horn, your brake lights, or your turn signals. Also, obey the following rules. Never pass when approaching or crossing an intersection. Enter only if you're sure you can safely cross and exit completely. If visibility is obstructed, advance slowly, covering the brake pedal until you clearly see the lane is clear. Never change lanes in an intersection. Finally, always obey the traffic signals as well as the directions of a traffic officer. At the same time, assume your responsibilities as a driver. Intersections without traffic control devices are increasingly rare, but some are still around. When coming to such an intersection, go through the 3 steps. At the same time, slow down, cover the brake, and stay in the center of your lane. Do this even if you don't have to stop. Slow down even more if your field of vision is obstructed. Carefully check whether any pedestrians are in the intersection, especially children, disabled people, or elderly people. If any pedestrians or vehicles are already in the intersection, let them go first. If the crossroad has stop signs at the intersection, proceed in the same manner without slowing down as much. Make sure the vehicles on the crossroad are reducing speed and preparing to stop. Approaching a stop sign at an intersection, use the following 3 steps. At step 1, identify the intersection and the stop sign. Also check whether the crossroad has any stop signs and gently tap the brake pedal before reducing speed. At step 2, stop smoothly at the stop line before the pedestrian crossing or before the sidewalk or edge of the crossroad. At step 3, once you've stopped, first look left. That's where the risk of danger is closest. Then look straight ahead and to the right. Check left again. Watch out for pedestrians and vehicles turning left. If it's a 4-way stop, remember to apply the rules of right-of-way. Also, remember that some drivers don't always respect them. It's better to yield and protect lives than to risk a collision.
What a jerk!
Proceed only when the coast is clear. Ease off the brake pedal. Enter the intersection while again looking left and right before crossing. If, however, the crossroad has no stop sign, advance slowly, covering the brake pedals. Scan to the left, center, and right. Check left again before speeding up and crossing. As always, if visibility is obstructed, advance slowly, covering the brake pedal until you clearly see that the lane is clear. Approaching an intersection with traffic lights, identify at step 1 whether the light is green, amber, or red. If it's green, has it been that color for some time? If so, get ready to stop. At step 2, identify the dangers and decide how to proceed to reduce the risk. If the light is red, keep reducing your speed and stop smoothly. Act the same way if the light is amber. An amber light means you have to stop unless you're already in the intersection or you're too close to stop safely, the point of no return. Finally, if the light is green, is it a stale green? Will the vehicles following you be able to stop in time if you have to brake? How much room will you need to stop? These are the questions you'll have to be able to answer when coming to an intersection. Be ready to stop, covering the brake and keeping a sharp eye on the traffic in front and behind. Always remember that the light may turn amber and that crossing an intersection on an amber light is a dangerous maneuver.
Remember, anything that's green will end up going yellow.
At step 3, when crossing at a red light, stop about a half car length from the vehicle ahead. This space will allow you to change lanes if traffic piles up in your lane, if the vehicle in front stalls, or if you think a rear-end collision is imminent. As well, if you're going up a slope, this space will give you time to respond if the vehicle in front starts to roll back. This space will spare you from inhaling the carbon monoxide and hot air from the vehicle ahead. If you're the first driver in the left-hand lane of a multi-lane road, it may be wise to stop a half car length from the stop line, a staggered stop. Then, if a vehicle coming from your right turns left and encroaches on your lane, you'll avoid getting hit. Once you've stopped, glance in the rear-view mirror from time to time until another vehicle stops behind you. Doing this, you may be able to avoid a rear-end collision. Outside Quebec, you can turn right on a red light. If you're in the appropriate lane and have come to a full stop, you can turn when the lane is clear, unless a sign says otherwise. Advance slowly and check again whether the coast is clear before you turn. When the light changes to green, don't enter the intersection until you've scanned to the left, ahead, and to the right, and again to the left. A vehicle on the crossroad might turn right on the red light. Remember, yield to vehicles, bicyclists, and pedestrians already in the intersection before you enter. Also, when the light changes to green, if you're behind another vehicle, count to 3 after it starts moving before you do the same. You now have space to respond if the vehicle in front stops suddenly or is involved in a collision. Statistics tell us that a large number of collisions, injuries, and fatalities occur at grade crossings. Keep in mind that trains need a lot of distance to stop, even when moving at a low speed. Usually it's impossible for them to stop in time to avoid a vehicle. So never go through a grade crossing unless you've got enough room to do it in complete safety. Above all, never race a train to get through before it does.
Leave that to the stuntmen in the movies.
You're coming to a grade crossing. Right from the first step, look left and right to check whether a train is coming. It might come from either direction. Roll down the window and listen. Reduce your speed while covering the brake pedal and staying in the center of your lane. Never trust mechanical crossing signals. Sometimes they're defective. Moreover, 75% of grade crossings don't have any. At the second step, if your vision is obstructed, reduce your speed even more. At the third step, if there's no sign of an oncoming train, you can speed up and cross the grade crossing. If, however, you're following a bus, a school bus, or a vehicle carrying hazardous materials, prepare to stop behind it. These vehicles are required to stop at grade crossings. When a train is approaching, stop at a distance of at least 5 meters from the closest rail. Once the train has gone through, check again to the left and right to see whether there's another train before you proceed. If there's more than one track, a train may hide another train coming from the opposite direction. Finally, always observe the following rules. Never pass when coming to a railroad crossing. If you're driving a car with a standard transmission, don't shift gears while crossing. Never stop on a grade crossing. And of course, never cross whenever a mechanical crossing signal indicates a train is coming. Traffic circles or roundabouts were designed to facilitate the flow of traffic. Many drivers, however, have trouble with them. Some will be in the wrong lane and will want to change lanes at the last moment. Your cooperation will then be desirable. In a traffic circle, the basic rules are simple. First, vehicles already in them have priority over those entering. Second, vehicles close to the center have priority over those further away. When coming to a traffic circle at step 1, reduce your speed and cover the brake pedal. Check the signs and the number of lanes in the traffic circle and decide where you want to go. At step 2, look for a gap in the lane you want to enter. Adjust your speed accordingly so you'll be able to merge at the right time. At step 3, you're almost at the traffic circle. Speed up and enter the appropriate lane. Center your vehicle in it and follow the traffic. Get ready for the exit you've chosen. If you want to turn right onto the crossroad, stay put in the right-hand lane. Normally, you can exit without having to cut through cross traffic. If you want to proceed straight, stay in the center lane and then enter the outside lane of the traffic circle. Exit to proceed straight. If you want to turn left onto the crossroad or make a U-turn, stay in the left-hand lane and then enter the inside lane of the traffic circle. Stay there until you've gone halfway around, then change to the outside lane and prepare to exit.